Imagine waking up as the world's deadliest science experiment. Your own body is literally trying to kill you from the inside. Your misaligned teeth are constantly bleeding. Your brain is a jumbled mess of raptor intelligence trapped in crushing isolation, and the only social interaction you've ever had was eating your own sister. Welcome to the existential nightmare of being an Indominus Rex, where even your creators think that you're an abomination. And honestly, they're not far off. So, you're an Indominus Rex now. Bummer. Let's talk about how you got here, because trust me, it gets worse. Your life didn't start with a loving mother or a cozy nest. Nope, you began in a cold lab in 2012, where scientists mixed DNA like they were making a weird dinosaur smoothie. They took T-Rex DNA as the base, then dumped in bits from Velociraptor, Carnotaurus, Giganotosaurus, and a bunch of other dinosaurs with names most people can't even pronounce. But wait, that wasn't enough for the mad scientists. They also threw in some cuttlefish genes to make you grow super fast, tree frog DNA so you could hide from heat sensors, and pit viper genes so you could see heat. Because apparently, regular dinosaurs weren't scary enough. What could possibly go wrong with this genetic mishmash? Well, you weren't alone at first though. You actually had a sister. Aw, that's cute, right? Wrong. Before you were even 3 years old, you ate your only sibling. I'm not judging, well, maybe a little, but when the park staff later told their boss that she ate it, they weren't talking about your lunch. They were talking about your sister. Family reunions would have been super awkward anyway. Here's the really sad part. Remember those raptor genes they put in you? Those made you naturally want friends in a pack, but instead they locked you up all alone in paddock 11, which is basically dinosaur prison. No friends, no family, just you and your thoughts about how weird your body feels and why your mouth is always bleeding. Speaking of your mouth, why would a dinosaur's mouth constantly bleed? Well, those teeth of yours? Yeah, they're a mess. You've got 74 teeth that grow in random directions and constantly crack. That's why you're always tasting blood. Imagine having the world's worst toothache forever. No wonder you're so pissed off at the world. Your only friend was a giant metal crane that dropped dead cows into your cage. That's because you tried to rip off a worker's arm during feeding time. Can't really blame them for switching to the crane method after that, but still, imagine your only social interaction being with a machine that drops dead stuff for you to eat. The worst part? You were growing super fast. The scientists used cuttlefish DNA to make you shoot up like a dinosaur on steroids. By 2015, you were already around 40 feet long. That rapid growth, it hurt a lot. Your bones, muscles, and organs were all screaming, "Slow down, please." But nope, the park needed their fancy new attraction ready for the summer tourists. Oh, and that's all you were to them, an attraction. Just a scary monster to make kids cry and parents open their wallets. The park executives literally said they needed something with more teeth because regular dinosaurs weren't exciting anymore. Imagine existing just to scare children. That's like if your only purpose in life was to jump out of closets and yell boo at your 5-year-old cousin. Here's the kicker. You were actually a secret military experiment. Yep, while all the tourists were taking selfies with you, InGen was taking notes on how to turn you into a weapon. They designed you to be aggressive, smart, and deadly, a stealth killing machine. Your whole existence was a prototype for dinosaur soldiers. It's like being born just to see if you're good at murder. So no wonder you had issues. You were isolated, in constant pain, growing too fast with mixed up instincts from all those different animals, and a mouthful of broken teeth. You didn't even know what you were. As Owen Grady put it, she doesn't know what she is. She's trying to find where her place is on the food chain. If you're enjoying this existential nightmare so far, make sure to hit the like button. It'll help calm the Indominus Rex living inside all of us. And honestly, the algorithm is scarier than any dinosaur engine ever made, and you don't want that coming after you. But your miserable existence was just getting started, because having a messed up childhood is one thing. Living in a body that's basically a genetic dumpster fire is a whole other level of awful. Let's start with your face, specifically the horror show you call a mouth. We briefly mentioned it before, but those 74 teeth aren't just randomly huge. They're literally growing in all directions like a dental explosion. Imagine having teeth pushing through your gums sideways, upside down, and at weird angles. And they're not just growing wrong, they're constantly breaking and cracking. That's why your mouth is always bleeding. But wait, there's more. You know how some people get headaches from bright lights? Your eyes are basically a permanent headache factory. See, the scientists gave you Velociraptor eyes, forward facing with slit pupils, which is great if you're raptor size, but you're huge. Scientists call this a genetic artifact, fancy talk for we messed up. Those eyes are meant for much smaller predators who hunt differently than you do. It's like trying to drive a monster truck while wearing binoculars. Your brain is constantly confused by what your eyes are telling it. And if that wasn't enough, you've also got pit viper heat vision. Thanks to those snake genes, you can see heat signatures of everything around you. Cool power, right? Wrong. Now imagine seeing the world in two completely different ways at the same time. Regular vision and heat vision. Your brain has to process both, and they don't always match up. That warm rock looks like food through your heat vision, but your regular eyes tell you it's just a rock. No wonder you're constantly angry and confused. Now let's talk about your party trick, turning invisible. Thanks to cuttlefish DNA, you can change your skin color to blend in with your surroundings. The scientists didn't even mean to give you this power. It was just a side effect of using cuttlefish genes to make you grow faster. Surprise! Here's the thing about camouflage. It takes a ton of energy. For a massive creature like you, changing your entire skin color is basically like running a dinosaur marathon. You're constantly exhausted from using this ability. And don't forget about your other cool trick, hiding from thermal cameras by changing your body temperature, courtesy of tree frog DNA. That's right, you can control your heat signature. Even Dr. Wu was shocked by how good you were at this. But these cool powers come with a price. They're draining you constantly. Imagine being able to hold your breath underwater, but it takes all your concentration and makes you super tired. That's what using your camouflage and temperature control feels like. Your body doesn't even make sense to itself. You've got T-Rex legs, extra long raptor arms with 4 fingers including opposable thumbs, horns from Carnotaurus, and thick armored scales from a bunch of other dinosaurs. It's like someone built a dinosaur using parts from completely different IKEA sets. Nothing fits right. Your wrists are always sore because your hands are pronated in an unnatural position, which is another phenotypic error from the lad. Even your poop is messed up. Scientists noted that your dung had a partially liquid consistently, dinosaur diarrhea. Basically, your genetic mishmash gave you a digestive system that can't decide what it's supposed to process. Imagine having permanent food poisoning forever. That would be pretty shitty. And the worst part, you're smart enough to know something's wrong. Thanks to those raptor genes, you've got animal intelligence on par with some of the smartest creatures on the planet. Simon Masrani even wondered if you were contemplating your own existence. Your intelligence is actually your biggest curse. You're smart enough to realize you're a freak, but not smart enough to understand why. You know you don't fit in anywhere. You can figure out how to tear out your tracking implant, but you can't fix your broken body or find others like you, because there are no others like you. You're not just alone physically, you're alone as a species. When Owen Grady said she doesn't know what she is, he wasn't just being poetic. Your brain is literally trying to follow the instincts of dozens of different animals all at once. Raptor pack instincts tell you to find friends, while other predator genes tell you to be territorial. Snake genes make you want to ambush prey, while T-Rex genes make you want to chase it down. It's like having 20 different backseat drivers in your brain, all screaming different directions at once. Now imagine being this confused, in constant pain and trapped in a tiny paddock your whole life. What would you do if you finally got the chance to escape? Because that's exactly what you did, and that's when things went from bad to apocalyptic. Freedom at last. After years of being stuck in dinosaur jail, you finally outsmarted those pesky humans. And I gotta say, your escape plan was downright brilliant. You deliberately scratched up the walls to make them think you climbed out, then used your cuttlefish camouflage to hide. When they came looking for you, surprise, turns out you were there the whole time. Owen Grady even said it himself. She marked up that wall as a distraction. She wanted us to think she escaped. That's some serious 4D chess from a dinosaur. You didn't just break out, you tricked humans into letting you out. That's like convincing your jailer to hand you the keys. But freedom isn't all it's cracked up to be when you're a confused genetic experiment. Remember that tracking implant they put in you? You somehow remembered exactly where it was and clawed it right out of your flesh. That had to hurt, but pain is just Tuesday for you at this point. Then you cleverly used that implant as bait to ambush the ACU team sent to find you. You finally got what every prisoner dreams of: freedom. But then what? You had no idea what to do with it. You never learned how to be a dinosaur. You didn't know how to hunt naturally or interact with other creatures. It's like being released from prison after 50 years and having no clue how smartphones or a computer even works. So what did you do? You went on the dinosaur equivalent of a temper tantrum, except your tantrums level buildings. You smashed through a gyrosphere with kids inside, though thankfully they escaped. Then you did something that really freaked people out. You killed a whole herd of apatosaurus and just left them there. Didn't eat them, just kill them. But why would a predator kill without eating? Well, Owen Grady called it killing for sport, but that's not quite right. You weren't playing a game, you were testing your strength, testing the world around you, trying to figure out where you fit. As Owen said, she's trying to figure out where her place is in the food chain. Every kill was like you asking the universe, is this what I'm supposed to be? A killer? Then when you crashed into the aviary and released all those flying reptiles, causing the helicopter crash that killed Simon Masrani, was that a strategic move? Or were you just lashing out at anything that moved? Either way, you were really good at causing chaos. Then came the moment that could have changed everything. You met the raptors, finally, other creatures with some of the same DNA as you. For the first time in your life, you could communicate with someone. You made those 30 barks and gargling noises and they understood you. You became their new alpha, replacing Owen. Could this finally be the connection that you needed? But even this relationship was twisted. You weren't looking for friendship. You were looking for soldiers because deep down, that's what you were designed to be. A weapon. Vic Hoskins and Dr. Wu didn't make you to sell tickets. They made you as a prototype for military dinosaurs. Every aggressive instinct, every stealth ability, they were features, not bugs. Even your brief connection with the raptors wasn't real bonding. You were just asserting dominance, using your genetic similarity to control them. And in the end, they turned on you anyway, choosing Owen over you, giving you another rejection in your life that's full of them. The truth is, you never had a chance. You were engineered to be deadly and then locked away from everything. When you finally broke free, you had no model for how to exist in the world. All you could do was destroy, because that's all anyone ever expected from you. You weren't evil. You were a victim of your own design. But your story isn't over yet. No monster movie is complete without a final showdown, and yours was coming, with not one, but 3 prehistoric heavyweights. You made it all the way to Main Street, the heart of Jurassic World, leaving destruction in your wake. The park's in chaos, people are screaming, and you're about to face not 1, but 3 prehistoric powerhouses of dinosaurs. Talk about unfair odds. First, those pesky raptors. Remember your brief pack? Well, Blue, the beta raptor, chose Owen over you. Ouch, rejected again. When you showed up for the final battle, instead of following you, the raptors attacked you. There goes your only chance at friendship. You managed to kill Delta and Echo, but Blue kept coming back like that friend who won't take the hint when the party's over. Just when you thought you had the upper hand, Claire Deering unleashed your worst nightmare. The original queen of the island, Rexy the T-Rex. That's right, the OG dinosaur from the original park was called out of retirement just to take you down. It's like bringing in the old champion boxer to fight the new hotshot. But you put up a good fight against the aging T-Rex. You were younger, stronger, and had those fancy long arms with thumbs, and all those special abilities. You even almost won, but then Blue came back for round 2, and suddenly you're fighting on 2 fronts. They pushed you back, step by step, to the edge of the lagoon, and that's when the real surprise happened. Just as you're on the ropes and getting ready to come back from the fight, chomp. The massive Mosasaurus leaped out of the water, grabbing you in its enormous jaws and dragged you down to a watery grave. The irony, you were called Untamable King, but you got taken down by 3 other park attractions: the old Rex, the trained raptor, and the big oceanic reptile that nobody saw coming. Nature found a way to put you in your place. But death wasn't the end of your misery, because remember those greedy InGen folks? They sent teams to recover your remains from the lagoon. Why? To get your DNA for their next abomination, the Indoraptor. That's right, they learned absolutely nothing from your rampage and decided, let's make a smaller, even more unstable version. Your whole existence was a cruel experiment, created to entertain, designed to kill, and destined to fail. Your DNA lives on in another doomed creature, continuing the cycle of suffering. The saddest part, you never had a chance to be anything else. Now, after all this misery, you might wonder if there's any creature that had it worse than the Indominus Rex. Well, you should subscribe to the channel and like this video because we have a video coming out soon on a creature that had an even worse life than the Indominus Rex. But if you can't wait for that, I suggest you watch this video on your screen now.